episode number 62 of the 3 Count Out podcast. We have a lot of money being thrown around in this week's episode. My name is Era V1, and this week, getting blown with me, we got Mike, we got Jackal, we got FGK.
Got blown so hard, I'm in South Dakota now. Oh, no.
Nice.
Oh, are you in South Dakota?
Knew those lips felt familiar.
Oh.
Jackal Joker, offensive lineman, Popeyes University. Hi, my name's Jackal.
You getting the football career back up to make all this money?
Listen, if that's what's going to get this podcast up off the ground and get this shit kicking into high gear, then so be it. Because, gentlemen, I want to open up this week with a celebration, with a congratulations, with a round of applause, a pat on the back for the four of us. Gentlemen, the 3 Counted Out podcast officially crossing 100 subscribers over on the YouTube channel.
Nice.
Triple digits, baby.
We take that. It took a little over a year, and you know what? I am perfectly fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that.
Steady growth.
Bigger and better things from here on out. And hopefully we'll grow alongside the NFL, the world of college football, everything having to do with football. Because, boy, oh boy, after the first day of free agency being open, oh, wow, there has been some things that has been done, because I think we're going to open up with the world of football, because there's not much in terms of WWE. There's a lot that happened with AEW, but I want to kick things off with the NFL right now. Free agency technically hasn't started yet, even though technically it has. This is just the legal tampering day where teams are allowed to negotiate and get contracts with people. And there have been some contracts made already. Gentlemen, is there any big ones that you want to start out with first?
Well, maybe we could just start with, I don't know, the biggest contract to ever happen, whatever. The biggest guarantee.
Guys, I you know what? I want to leave this team. I want to go to a winning culture. The money doesn't mean anything to me. I don't want the money. I want to go win a Super Bowl. Hey, Mr. Myles Garrett, here's $250 million. Okay, perfect.
I'm not talking about him.
I'd like to get to that, though, because who the fuck? Is it the Rockefellers where they're just willing to pay whoever who's the guy that touched people, that touched all the women?
Deshaun Watson.
So they got Deshaun Watson on a $300 billion contract that they're pretty much just saying, like, hey, so, yeah, how about you just sit at home and we'll just pay those bills for you? We got money to blow. Hey, Myles Garrett, we apparently still have – who the fuck owns the Browns? Where's this money cap that I've always heard of that doesn't exist for them?
Well, their owner just died.
That was the Bears.
Oh,
that was the Bears. Sorry. Bears, Browns, what's the difference?
The Cleveland Browns cumulatively are paying 2 players individually over $380 million between
fucking
2 players.
Insane.
Okay.
Yep. And
I went into the wrong profession.
The Deshaun Watson contract is going to go down in history as the worst contract in the history of the NFL, only because of the fact that it is 100% guaranteed no matter what.
Is it really? So if he blows his ass out, like in like pre-training, and he's just done, like, hey, sorry, you blew your ass out, you're never gonna play football again, he just gets that money?
Hey, Kevin, here's the thing with what you just said, though. It's already happened. He's torn both. He tore his Achilles last season to take him out for the remainder of the season, and in his recovery training, like 2 months ago, he tore his other Achilles.
Well, he should just talk to Aaron Rodgers, and he'll be back in no time.
Do some ayahuasca in the who the where.
So,
oh my God,
a lot better.
Okay, good.
There is a not 100% chance, but there is a very, very good chance that Deshaun Watson does not take another snap for the Cleveland Browns, and he still gets his 100% guaranteed $250 million.
That's highway robbery.
So what I'm hearing
That's
is
robbery.
that I could actually apply for the job of GM for the Cleveland Browns and probably get the job based off of no experience.
Yeah, that tracks.
I wouldn't sign that deal.
That tracks. And you know what's even worse too is that they also gave up first round picks for him as well.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't
it
think
actually got worse.
I don't think they have a first round pick until next season.
Do they have one next season?
It's either this season or next season because they haven't picked in the first round for the past 2 years.
26 too.
Hey, so we'll just quick snowball this into the bit that we've been doing the past couple of weeks. So we've been talking about the Jets, the Raiders, the Giants, all that. Hey, the Cleveland Browns, you guys are going to be fucking garbage next season, but thank God you paid Myles Garrett to stick around, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Warm the bench, I guess.
Is amazing.
They still have Jerry Judy.
And that's it.
And they have, I think, David Njoku.
Jerry who?
Jerry Jones?
No, Jerry Judy.
I thought Jerry Jones was suiting up for the Cleveland Browns.
David
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't think Jerry Jones is suiting up anytime soon.
They
And a
don't
one-legged
have an
Nick
offensive
Chubb.
line. They have Myles Garrett.
And Nick Chubb with one good working ACL.
Yeah, when he actually is healthy, great, but he's healthy for
That's it.
exactly a half a game at 2 points in the season.
So Browns are going to do absolutely fuck all nothing. But Mike, you were allegedly talking about someone else. Whose contract were you talking about that made no sense?
Oh, you mean the highest guaranteed quarterback to ever happen ever?
Aaron Rodgers?
No, he hasn't
No,
signed yet.
No.
Josh Allen.
Oh yeah.
Contract for
I did hear that. Yeah.
Hold on. A
That bag.
contract. Now, to start, the money to start, $330 million through I think through 2030, with $230 million guaranteed.
That's so crazy.
What is money at that point? What?
So this man could go out fucking first game and Aaron Rodgers himself, and he's getting $230 million.
I went into the wrong fucking profession.
Yeah.
I kind of want to like open up a quick dialogue real quick and just get like the professional's opinion, because this is all coming from someone who enjoys football but doesn't know the inner workings of football. When I'm given a contract of $330 million and 230 of that is guaranteed no matter what happens to me, does your motivation to win a Super Bowl really go up? Or do you think you'd play better for like, hey, you came really close. How about we get you like an extra 25 mil this year? Next year, you get us even close. We'll get you an extra 50 million. Josh Allen at this point may never win a Super Bowl. But, I still think he can. I think he's a great quarterback. I've seen worse deals. However, this man, I feel like there's no motivation there if $230 million is guaranteed.
Well,
they can go 0-16 this year. He's still getting that money.
Absolutely.
What blows my mind is that he got the MVP, then they faced Mahomes, and he fumbled. He fucked up, didn't do good, and they were still like, you know what? $330 million, man, you're worth it.
And Kev, as far as the guarantee goes, I'll say after Saquon Barkley did his backwards hurdle, they were interviewing him and they were asking him, you played so reserved on the Giants and you're playing so aggressive on the Eagles and you're taking all of these risks, even just more than, just having a coach that's letting you do all of that. They were like, what changed between, like, in your mentality between the Giants and the Eagles? And Saquon Barkley, he had a record-setting year, an all-time year this season. He said it was that guarantee. It was that the fact that if he got hurt, it didn't matter. So he could just go balls to the wall.
So that kind of proves my point, and it also disproves my point, I guess. So he's willing to play harder.
Your point
faster,
depends
better,
on the person.
Yeah, it depends basically on the person.
If they just want to win a Super Bowl to be the best,
then
the money won't matter.
So we use two ends of the coin. Josh Allen may take this and go like, you know what? I'm gonna throw a 100-mile-per-hour ball right through his fucking chest. And they got Myles Garrett going like, I may cut my Achilles next season. I haven't decided yet.
A better comparison would be Saquon and Deshaun.
Oh.
Deshaun hurt himself immediately, and then also when you saw him on the sidelines, he wasn't on the sidelines. He was like in the stands. He was just doing bullshit. Like he didn't care.
Well, if it's not a woman, he can't. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Evan.
I've reserved it.
The other thing that you got to think about on the other side of the coin. Hello, football fella here.
Yeah.
You got to look at one of the, well, like him or not, numerous people consider him the greatest to ever lace up some shoes and a football helmet to go out on the field. Tom Brady, he was never in these conversations for highest paid player of all time, most guaranteed money of all time. Tom is literally the blueprint of, hey, I've been doing this shit a long time. I know I'm going to stay with you guys. I'm going to take less money so you can surround me with elite people, with good receivers, with a god tier defense, with a good O-line, you know?
To be fair, he only did that towards the end of his career.
Well, yeah, he's getting old. He can't run as fast.
Once he had his bajillions of dollars.
When he knew he was Tampa Bay and he wanted to prove he could win without Belichick, he was like, well, yeah, build the team around me. He's like, put all of the good people here. That's why they had, Sue, and they had the whole defense. They had Mike Evans. They had all the other wide receivers. They got pretty much any running back they could because he was like, I just want to win a Super Bowl. I want to prove I can.
Once Tom Brady had enough money to fill a Scrooge McDuck-sized swimming pool with gold coins, he decided he had enough money, and he was like, hey, give me a good team instead.
And now his fucking wife has half of it.
Now he's got to fill the pool back up, That's why he's doing commentary now. He's getting desperate.
That Vegas Raiders money, baby. And speaking of teams that did similar things to the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team like, I don't know, maybe the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a lot of money to spend last year. Unfortunately, they are losing a couple pieces left and right. Yeah. Because a big one that I saw first at the beginning of the day was Josh Sweat heading out to Arizona on a 4-year, $76.4 million contract with $41 million guaranteed. I think that takes Arizona from being kind of bottom of the barrel to they're going to contend for the division next year. That makes their defense immediately better.
What position?
Edge rusher.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that was a loss that hurt this morning. Seeing that one come through, I was like, oh. I mean, will it change? Will we suck because of it? No. But I think we're coming out, at least so far, with all the changes that we know, all the moves and everything, somewhat okay. I think we're still fine. But yeah, that one's going to hurt. But hey, I mean, chase that bag, get that money. I get it. I understand.
Well, and really, you could tell Philadelphia built their team to be like, hey, we just want to win one real quick. Like, that's what we're building this team for. Everybody's going to go their separate ways after this, but we are winning a fucking title. Like, that defense, especially once you realize, like, everybody knew what their job was, that defense was unstoppable. You couldn't get past that offensive line. All you needed was a quarterback that, didn't Tua himself, and you had Saquon that could get a touchdown against anybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, offensively, we're still looking pretty good. So I think, I think some of the games that were a little bit, some of the games that were a little bit further away in points, like where defense was really coming in and helping out, I feel like those are going to be a lot closer next year. So, I don't think we're going to get a Super Bowl. I don't even know if we're going to have that much of a playoff run, but I think we'll at least be a little bit of a contender. And whoever knocks us off is going to have a fun time doing it. So, fuck it. Why not?
Unfortunately, the hits keep on coming because a star breakout performance of a D tackle, it's just the other guy who's not named Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, stepping away from the Eagles, going to a 4-year deal with New England. That one, one of the Georgia boys gone. That one hurts. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah. You do, however, good news for Philly. Zach Bond is sticking around. That makes your linebacking core still very fucking staunch.
Yeah, and in my
like
opinion,
that
it's just
pickup.
time for other people to step up. I don't think
True.
we need to go after specific picks for this. I think the team is, they have enough depth where they can just work around it.
One, we got two that kind of not really surprised anybody. Ronnie Stanley staying in Baltimore, giving Lamar more protection. The one it's like surprising to a degree, but it also isn't. Chris Godwin staying in Tampa Bay, keeping that Mike Evans Chris Godwin connection up and running. It's just Chris Godwin is going to be not the same player in my opinion, because it is going to be coming off of a dislocated ankle and also with that torn ACL still kind of looming. So I don't know if he's going to be worth that 3-year, $66 million deal with $44 million guaranteed. But what do I know? I'm not Tampa Bay.
But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head as to why he's staying there. He's staying there because he wants to be one of those pivotal parts of a wide receiver core. And really, without him, Tampa Bay just has Mike Evans. But with him, his name is always a part of that now. So I think that's why he wants to stay there. Plus, Baker's not a bad guy to have as a quarterback.
That's their only offense. Tampa Bay only just now started running the ball this year, and I think they finished like maybe 25th best in rushing this year. Like, they are a pass first and a pass heavy team. So Baker's going to need all the options that he can get. And speaking of motherfuckers that like to pass, turns out Sam Darnold, everybody loved him in Minnesota. They said, he's our boy, he's our hero. Threw him up on their shoulders, doused him with that big old water bukkake, lost to the Lions, lost the division, lost in the first round of the playoffs. They said, get the fuck out of town, kid. Sam Darnold is off to Seattle. 3-year, $101 million deal that includes $55 million guaranteed, the newest QB in Seattle.
Good for him to get that bag. That's awesome.
I like that.
I think this is my favorite one, only because of all of last season. It was, you guys down the Vikings. Sam Darnold, he's going all the way. So he's our boy. I'll yell at his ass right now. Get him the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to him ever again. Like, oh my God, it's just,
Sam Darnold is now making $101 million in fucking NFL. Do you think you were ever going to say that? Because I certainly fucking didn't.
God, no. He's the same.
Do you think he'll perform the same, worse, or better?
Way worse. They got rid of
way worse.
They got rid of every wide receiver except for Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. And Seattle's offensive line is arguably dog shit compared to Minnesota.
How long is DK Metcalf on for him?
Well, we'll segue right into the next pick, because Pittsburgh is going to be a very interesting team to watch. Kevin, unfortunately, some breaking news for you. DK Metcalf gone from Seattle, heading to Pittsburgh in a trade for some picks. We now have George Pickens and DK Metcalf on the same fucking team.
Hey, I want to interrupt real quick.
That's crazy.
I want to interrupt real quick. If you're facing this team, watch your fucking head, all right? Because they're going to be swinging for the fences.
Yeah, the Lions.
You got DK and George Pickens.
Are we home or away when we face them?
I think we have Pittsburgh at home. I think the Lions drew Pittsburgh this year, so that's going to be a very, very fun match.
Good luck.
Every game with those two. You kidding me?
George Pickens will somehow end up fighting Jameson Williams. I don't know how, but I bet it'll happen.
Well,
it's all the roid rage.
A guy that was on Pittsburgh, but now is leaving the Steel City, Justin Fields, one of 2 quarterbacks officially gone from Pittsburgh. Hey. Justin Fields, $40 million, $30 guaranteed on a 2-year deal. You guys say escape, but he is taking the Aaron Rodgers gig as he is headed to the New York Jets to be with Coach Aaron Glenn.
It's a fresh start.
I am surprised that I think Justin Fields is a way better quarterback than Sam Darnold. I'm surprised that those deals look like that, honestly.
True.
I think Justin Fields is a good He's hard to sack. He's a good runner. He can throw good. I don't want to say he's the best thrower, but he can throw good. He's good to get out of the pocket. I do think he's a better quarterback. If I had a choice between Sam Darnold or him, I'd probably take Justin Fields. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like the Bears, even though I know he's not there anymore, but still.
20 million a year for a quarterback. That's really good. That's a bargain bin of a deal.
How the fuck is Sam Darnold getting 100? That's a huge gap, and he's not as good.
Only because of how he performed last season.
Well,
damn.
With Justin Fields, I think this will be that point, because New York is in a rebuilding phase.
Yep,
absolutely.
They've been in a rebuilding phase for the last 60 years.
Well, yeah, they actually have coaches now to deal with it, and they don't have Aaron Rodgers. They need to get rid of the rest of their front office, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But Justin Fields now has the chance to do something he hasn't gotten to do since he's been in the NFL, and that's develop as a fucking quarterback. He was on the Bears and got shit on by the Bears because the Bears haven't built an offensive line ever. He was on Pittsburgh. He was doing fine, and they went, no, we want Russ.
I don't get that one. Is Russ staying with Pittsburgh, by the way?
As of now, it is unconfirmed, but free agency is going to be going over the next couple of days.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is the best move for Justin Fields.
I agree.
This is a team that's going to grow with Justin Fields. I think this. I don't know. I mean, obviously, was Justin Fields the best quarterback that the Jets could have gone with? That's not up to me to decide. But it's a quarterback that's going to be able to run. They're going to be able to run with, maybe.
Not the best, but you know what? It's better than Rodgers at this point.
Yeah, well, that's a low bar.
They may have not taken low bar. They may have not taken like a 3-foot step forward, but they moved in the right direction. Like, they're going.
You'd like to be our quarterback? Question 1: step. Do you do drugs?
Ayahuasca.
Question 2: Have you ever destroyed your Achilles?
I did the thing where they did like the little cue cards with like the black mold, and when they did to Aaron Rodgers, it was just like ayahuasca, and they showed him. They're like, "Do you see ayahuasca here?" And he's like, "No, you're hired." Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're in. Oh, Jesus, you're in. Whatever money you want. Unfortunately, Justin Fields is going to have some pieces around him because the Jets did lose some people. I mean, from Aaron Glenn's perspective, it's a lot of big contracts from older people that aren't going to help out your team, so you let them go. Like young Hassan Reddick heading out to Tampa Bay, formerly of the Jets, formerly of the Eagles, on a 1-year, $14 million deal. That might help out Tampa Bay's defense. Devontae Adams, to the surprise of nobody, not sticking around with the Jets, heading out to L.A. to be with Matt Stafford, a 2-year deal worth $46 million, $26 million guaranteed.
That's crazy.
I like that.
Real quick,
I
is
think
Mr.
I like that
Ayahuasca
pairing
in the free agency?
Yes, he has not made an
as of right now.
Okay.
Well, so the Jets have to still officially release him, which will probably come Wednesday or Thursday. So nobody can actually offer him a contract yet, but he's probably going. They're saying he's probably going to like the Giants, and then the Giants.
I just want to throw this out there.
Well, he's being looked at as a 9-month rental.
I hope he goes to the Giants. I hope he goes to the Giants.
Horrible rental.
I hope he goes to the Giants.
From Blockbuster that had more value than that. So what you're telling me is that no team can officially like make offers until this deadline. Yet somehow during the end of a fucking season, teams can offer extensions to coaches that are fucking vying for Super Bowl, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, coaches are a little different, but
are they?
Yeah, they're not players.
Still dirty.
Hey, we don't make.
Absolutely.
We just follow them.
Okay.
Devontae Adams heading out to LA to be with Stafford. That probably guarantees that Kupp is going to be on the move. Puka is very happy. Puka is still there. Puka's very happy.
So they got rid of Cooper Kupp, and then they were just like, here's Devontae.
I don't think Kupp has landed somewhere yet, but I think with Devontae being there, you don't have like 3 wide receiver ones on your team. I think that more or less guarantees that Cooper Kupp is gone.
I feel like Kupp's going to go somewhere where I don't even think he's going to go somewhere where it's like Super Bowl worthy. I think he's going to go somewhere for money.
Yeah.
I feel like he's definitely a good name. He's a good wide receiver. I don't see him going to like a really big team. He's going to go to like someone like random, like fucking Tampa Bay or like Broncos. He's going to go somewhere where they're paying a lot of money.
I see the Titans doing that. Like
Tennessee
paying him.
Like, you guys aren't going all the way, but we're going to give you a shitload of money if you come here.
A team that should go all the way this year, and another piece of the Jets that they are losing. The Detroit Lions turn around and grab DJ Reed from the New York Jets, which is a solid cornerback. And the thing that makes me the most excited, 3-year deal, $48 million. Average annual salary of $16 million.
That's actually quite the investment for a cornerback.
Is a very well, here, we'll do this really quick too. Because the Lions lose Carlton Davis.
I'm so upset about that.
Well, here, remember what you just said about the money. Lions lose Carlton Davis to the Patriots. Carlton Davis signing with the Patriots, 3-year deal, $60 million.
Damn.
So DJ Reed is arguably a better cornerback, and we are getting him for about $12 million cheaper.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to deals like that, is it kind of like, so I know this about movies. Like if you do like a trilogy, each time that you do the next movie, it's in a contract where you have to get paid more than the last movie, regardless of what it was. Like if I paid you $10 million for the first movie and it's a hit, I gotta pay you $15 million for this one, and it keeps going up. Is that kind of like football? So like, will you play for us? We have to give you more money, or we can drop you and hire someone for a lot cheaper.
That comes with the guarantees and such, and I'm certain there's negotiations involved. Like maybe, say for example, if Barkley doesn't sign, Philly goes and talks to him like partway through the season and says, hey, maybe if you hit these numbers, if you score these amount of touchdowns, we'll offer you these incentives. So technically, yes, they quote unquote pay you more, but only if the performance reaches that level type of deal.
Okay. So in this case, this oddly kind of works out. You said arguably a better cornerback. I really like Carlton Davis, honestly. I liked his grit. I liked how he played. I trust your judgment though.
He's injury prone.
He has not played
a fully complete season in the league since his rookie year. Ever since then, he has not finished a season from start to finish, playing every single game.
That says a lot, actually. Okay.
Well, sounds like it's a good man to cut.
So, since we've kind of hit the big ones on day one, I'll just kind of rapid fire the rest if we got some thoughts along the way. Khalil Mack staying with Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers on a 1-year, $18 million deal, fully guaranteed. That is very good for a man named Khalil Mack.
Yep. Anything with 100% guarantee is good. Just take it.
Well, and Khalil Mack's a decent player still, so I think he'll be, adding to that Chargers team.
Yeah, you just pay that man off a name alone. That's Khalil fucking Mack.
Yeah.
You better pay him. Aaron Jones staying in Minnesota, 2-year, $20 million deal, which is fine. I mean, from my opinion as a division rival, Aaron Jones is also probably going to get hurt at one point halfway through the season, so I doubt he plays the whole way through. A big one that I actually really like, thank God, is a team in neither of our divisions, Talanoa Hufanga, apparently the lost member of the fucking bloodline.
What?
A all-pro safety from the San Francisco 49ers, heading out to Denver on a $45 million, $20 million guaranteed for a 3-year contract. That Denver defense just got bolstered real fucking strong. I love that pickup.
You can tell the 49ers are starting to clear house, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And because that team, it looks like it's slowly getting just pieced out. And him leaving really puts a big hole in that defense.
I said it last week, and I know everybody here agreed with me. The only reason you had all these superstars is because your starting quarterback was making minimum fucking wage. So that was the reason why you had all this money to pay everybody now. But now you're staring down the barrel of paying your quarterback probably close to $150 million. And that means you got to clear house and lose some people. So Niners are definitely taking a step back, like we already had talked about, with what's-his-nuts already going out to the commies. Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. Oh my God, why am I having such a brain fart?
Debo.
Yeah, Deebo Samuel. Oh my God, I was like, it's Brandon Ayuk and I panicked. A lot of other people kind of staying where they are at. Jimmy Garoppolo staying in LA. Bobby Wagner staying with the Commies. Levante David staying in Tampa. Mike Gesicki staying in Cincy. The one so far with the Lions go, I kind of don't like the Davenport re-sign. If I'm being honest with you, like I know he has the upside, but brother only played 3 games for the Lions last year. It's a 1-year deal, 4.75 mil. Like I know it's less than 5 mil.
So it's not a horrible investment.
I know it's like a what if, but if it doesn't pan out, then it was only less than 5 million. So I guess it's okay.
What would you have preferred?
I would let him walk.
Let him walk and hope for like a draft out of college?
I would let him walk and talk to Cincinnati about Trey Hendrickson because that is a big name that hasn't found a home just yet. There's still a lot of names on the table, and we won't know. Mm-hmm. We won't know till Wednesday. There's still a lot open. Let me read you some notable names that haven't done anything just yet because there's a good chunk that still need to find homes. There's a big old list from the NFL.com. Amari Cooper, Byron Murphy, Dre Greenlaw, Javon Holland, Asante Samuel, Justin Reed, Stephon Diggs, Kevin Jenkins, Javon Hargrave, Levi Onwuzurike, Evan Engram, Calais Campbell, Kevin Zeitler, Chase Young, Azeez Ojulari, DeMarcus Lawrence, Najee Harris, Jonathan Allen, Mekhi Becton, Amos Jameis, Russell Wilson, Joey Bosa, Dante Fowler, J.K. Dobbins, Rico Dowdle, Jacoby Brissett, Zadarius Smith, Mike Williams, Justin Simmons, Stephon Gilmore, Rasul Douglas, Elijah Moore, Brandon Scherf, Keenan Allen, Danny Dime, Daniel Jones, Tyron Smith, Juwan Johnson, Chauncey Golston, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Jones, Kenneth Gainwell, and the one-legged man himself, Nick Chubb. So there are a lot of names that still need to find homes. And here at the 3 Counted Out podcast, we will stay on top of all that, baby.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of money thrown around.
Want to get your thoughts, opinions on something since this is all thrown out there. So my big thing is, I actually really liked Zadarius Smith. I know he's older, but he's got experience. Yeah. So when it comes to a man who's more towards the end of his career than the beginning of his career, but he has so much knowledge and he's still a good player. Do you prefer the person who's that or the person who's out of college, not as much experience, but he's a lot young. He's 10 years younger. He's 23. He's just starting his career, and he's still a good player. I'm not saying he's like horrible, but what do you prefer in that stance in your team? Would you prefer to keep someone like that, or would you prefer to lose someone like that and bring up someone new from like Alabama?
Mike, you go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you'll have probably a slightly different opinion. Zadarius Smith, I don't think anybody else is going to pick him up. They might. I might be wrong. But there's also a solid chance that 3-4 games in, he's still there. We pick him up again on a cheap-ass deal, and he can be kind of the experienced person in the back. The only reason I'm sad he's gone is because he liked being here, but he's past explosive time. He's there with a name, and that's about it now. I don't know if they're gonna take a chance on an edge rusher. Hopefully, maybe, or maybe they'll get somebody in free agency. You never know. But yeah, I mean, he's one of those people where if you're going for bigger names, you let him go now because people probably aren't gonna just snatch him up because of his age.
You got to be able to hang too. Like if you're getting old, it's like, all right, well, it's working right now, but if you get an injury, you're not coming back as quick, and like that kind of stuff can affect runs.
So I know Danny still has to give his opinion, but how much is knowledge worth versus
knowledge
explosiveness, we'll call it, or whatever,
Knowledge only helps if you can use the knowledge, right?
I see.
Knowledge helps for coaching.
If he could be a backup, his knowledge is very, very important.
Yeah.
If he can be in that defense as a backup, as support, and help teach these young guys what to do, yeah, you want them around. That makes sense. But you don't want to have to pay a lot for it.
I see. Okay. All right.
So, the $1 million thing with all of this is that unfortunately, Miles Garrett, geez, my fucking brain's all tied up with him. I can't stop thinking about
Got Miles Garrett on the brain.
Zadarius Smith had a very good second half of the year with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And he was his contract from the Browns before we picked him up was a 2-year, $23 million deal. So already making $10 million a year, which is a good chunk of the cap space. Since he overperformed expectations, because I think as long as he got like 3 or 4 sacks or something or other, like that would have met expectations for the team. And he commanded such respect on the outside. It's certain that he probably would have ended up asking for more. It's just a lot of things that Lions fans tend to forget about is that the Lions have the money now. We're not going to have it soon. We're not going to have it soon. We have a lot of rookies on the team. Like, I say fucking quote unquote rookies. It's guys like Aiden Hutchinson. It's guys like Aleem McNeil. It's guys like Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Jahmyr Gibbs,
You're
Jameson
saying a lot
Williams.
of big fucking names.
Those are a lot of people that we're going to have to end up fucking paying, bud.
So are all these guys
Big
on their
price
rookie
tag.
deals still? It's was it 4 years rookie deals?
Yes, essentially, yes.
Okay.
And
so as soon as that ends, you have to either say, "We love you. Please take all of our money," or "We can't afford
nice
you.
working with you.
Go to the other division."
Spoiler alert, we pretty much have to win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. Otherwise,
we're losing people.
I believe.
I'm gonna miss these guys, man. I love this team.
The other thing too, in the Lions releasing Zadarius Smith, also at 32, mind you, which is a very normal age for a human being, but in NFL terms, that's a fucking dinosaur.
Well, especially when you look at how he. Hey, don't get me wrong. Is he still a good performer? Yeah. When you look at what he was able to do before compared to what he can do now,
it's not as good.
Night and day.
What you do is that you release him, is that you let him go test the market. You see if other teams want to bite for the money that he's probably going to end up asking for. And if nobody does, you open up your arms and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry nobody wanted you. You come on back. You liked us. We'll take good care of you. You come on right back here with the money that we want to give you this time, not you."
Okay. I like that. Has that ever worked before, notably for any other team?
As far as notably goes, I have no idea, because now you're getting into territory of NFL that you need to be paid money by the NFL to know those stats.
Were the Giants trying to pull this off with Saquon Barkley?
Yeah. They were
Or
trying to.
they were trying to be like,
the Giants
go play the field. Who's gonna? Oh wow, that was
the Giants knew he was gone because he didn't want to fucking be there anymore because he wanted to win a championship. And
Saquon wanted a franchise.
Okay.
Believe me, they knew they couldn't pay him.
Yeah, no, yeah, they knew that they couldn't pay him, but they did tell him that, hey, if you don't get any offers, we'll take you back.
Well, yeah, of course, but they also knew that he was going to get offers because he's fucking Saquon.
Yeah. They called it. He went to the Eagles. So got some sleepless nights.
We'll pay attention through that throughout the week. If you want to stay up to date with everything and try to follow the @Jackal Joker account on Twitter or @3Counting Out Podcast Twitter account, we will try to keep you as updated as much as humanly possible with all of those, because like I said, still a lot of names to find homes. And this week, unfortunately, we don't have to talk about any 7-foot-tall, 400-pound 14-year-olds. Shout out my main man, Bone Crusher. But I do think it is time for Fire Guy Kev Guesses College Mascot.
Favorite time every week.
This is my favorite game show.
Back to another show. As always, I am your host, Jackal Joker, joined by this week my ever too lovely co-host, Dick Van Snatch, and also there's Mike too. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
I'm here.
I am Dick Van Snatch or Dick Van Winkle. I forget too. The little girl in front of me at SmackDown had a sign that said "Go fuck yourself," and then they took it away.
Okay.
Boo.
All right. This one.
Girl signs away.
This one is going to be a very, very special week. So we have to. My plan was to, let me check my notes, knock Fire Guy Kev down a peg or two, since last week was very easy for him.
I did. Well, no, I shouldn't say easy. I'm not sure where. Again, I don't know where I pulled this out of. That's not going to happen again, though.
I was proud of you.
Thank you.
I think what it was is that the team names were so oddly specific. I think it was so easy to memorize because who the fuck else is going to call their team name the Fighting Irish or the Minutemen? You know,
that's fair.
We got to get generic.
Mike, you go first. Tell Kevin about your theme. I'll go second. I'll tell him about my theme to kind of tie it in with yours. And Ara, we'll have you go in the third slot.
The themes will tie together probably.
Yeah, my theme was very simple. It was just colleges I drove past for my job.
Okay, all right.
So, do you want me to just go now, or do you?
You go first. Pick one.
All right. You know what? The first one, because I didn't. The first one I'm not going to do. So we're going to go with Georgia Tech. There's a TV show with the same name as their mascot.
I'm not going to lie, real quick. For a second, I know this is already going to be bad because Mike said Georgia Tech, and I was like, he said the name. I was like, oh my God, Tech.
Tech is their mascot.
It's already starting off wrong.
Goes hard.
Okay,
Goes hard.
So this one kind of ties into mine. Now I'm going to tell you about my theme because I think it's going to help you out with yours, or with this one that Mike gave you.
Oh boy!
All right, Kevin, you ready?
Oh boy!
The theme that I'm going for is team names that sound like slurs but aren't.
Okay, our themes are not aligned at all because my theme is just colleges I've been to. Ours are not aligned at all.
So,
I don't know.
This sounds like a slur if you say it the right way, but it is not a slur.
I don't know how much work you want to do with editing, but there's a good chance that I guess if you bleep.
Don't say any actual slurs.
No actual slurs.
The NCAA would not allow actual slurs as team names. Therefore, you do not need to say actual slurs.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, fuck. Okay, so am I starting with Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
Yep.
And like I said, there's a
Georgia
TV
Tech.
show. You can watch it on Paramount Plus, or I think it's Stars that they're partnered up with, or Showtime, one of the two.
Okay.
But
Throw a guess out there.
It's a show on Paramount. I had Paramount. I had to cancel it, so I'm going to go with the shows I remember seeing on there. The
show
Georgia
is in
Tech
its third
Star
season
Trek.
going on right now. No.
Fuck.
Not
the
Star
Georgia
Trek.
Tech
Nope.
Star
Nope.
Third season.
What would Star Trek be a slur for? How would that one fit in?
Well, no,
To
Mike,
help you more.
Mike drove by it. That's not
Star Trek.
Jackals.
This show is about a girls' soccer team that gets stranded in the mountains.
The fuck?
What?
What the
The
fuck?
show.
Let him cook.
I said it's
Let
on
him
Paramount
cook.
Plus.
I've never watched the show, but this I don't. How
The
does
show's
that work?
By the way, when we get done with this, and he says the name, the show is fucking incredible.
Okay.
Is
So
it
if you have
okay? Is
Paramount
it
Plus,
like
go
the
watch
show
it.
name, or is the show name the same
It's
as the
just,
team?
It's just
No, the show name
name.
is the exact same as the
team.
Because
mascot.
it's
Oh,
really shitty hint.
the
I'll tell you
Georgia
this,
Tech. The
I
Georgia
don't want to
Tech.
see one in the summer.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Kevin!
God.
I was gonna get some Danny's
Christ! Throw another. I got a hint for you.
God.
Throw a guess out there, quick.
The Georgia Tech Bumblebees.
Ah!
We're
Close.
they get
Close.
You're in the right realm.
Yeah,
You're in the
right-
realm.
Right kind of area.
Okay.
You got the right. What's another word for this insect?
The
That's spoon feeding.
the Georgia Tech Wasps.
Good.
No, it's
Nope.
still 2 words.
Oh, 2 words. The Georgia Tech Black Hornets.
Yeah,
No,
what's it
we're
gotta be
still
black?
very close. We're very
Oh,
close.
fuck.
Well,
We're knocking on the door.
that's on track for the slur part, maybe.
Yes, true.
The Georgia Tech Bumblebee Black Hornet. What the fuck else do you call those things?
Sound it out.
Honeybees? I don't know.
No.
Nope.
It's not a very tough
You're
name.
so close, dude. You're right there.
Yeah, you're literally in the group of insects that. There's one more. There's just one more.
There's literally
There is?
only one more.
There's more than one more. There's a couple options you could go with.
Honeybees. What's that movie with Jason Statham?
Huh?
Oh, the Bourne Identity.
The fuck does
Keeper.
Jason Bourne
The
have to do?
Beekeeper.
The Georgia Tech Beekeepers.
Georgia Tech Beekeepers?
No.
No.
Oh, that's further away. You're colder,
Okay.
colder.
Okay, so it's definitely the insect. Okay, it's definitely the.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the Georgia Tech. What else are they called? The Georgia Tech Yellow Hornets.
Well,
You
okay.
got the first word.
Hot.
You got the first word. You got the first word.
Yellow wasps.
No.
Oh,
Still,
Yellow bees.
oh, sound it out.
No,
Yellow.
This bug is the yellow, and they're called that in the summer. They're the yellow.
Oh, the yellow. Yellow bees. Yellow jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. You filthy
There we
fucking
go.
yellow jacket, you.
Whoa, are you calling me?
I mean, I
See?
guess, but like,
Don't worry. Mine's somehow worse.
oh god.
All right. Your next team. Could you please tell me the team mascot of North Carolina?
Oh. It does sound worse. You're right.
It sounds like a slur.
It does.
Yeah.
You're right.
Does the North
Yeah.
Carolina?
You know what, Kevin? I'll even do you a favor here because I know you're still
Uh-oh.
not going to get it. I'll tell you
No.
what the animal is because that's not the name of the school. The mascot of the actual school is like a ram or actually no, I think it is a ram, not a goat. It is a ram, but it is not the North Carolina Rams.
No, that sounds too normal.
Yeah, it sounds too normal.
Yeah, no.
So it's a ram, and it sounds like something that if I called someone on the street, I'd get a look back.
Oh, you
Tell you right
definitely
now,
would. You definitely
has-
would.
It has nothing to do with a ram.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
North Carolina. What would Matt Hardy go to celebrate right now?
There are no tornadoes involved.
I'm honestly intrigued to say the least. I want to know what it is. Okay. The North Carolina Rams. Okay, so it's Ram. It's North
Give me a
Carolina.
guess.
It
Give me a
sounds
guess.
slightly racist. Give me the North Carolina
Huh?
Black Panthers.
Oh,
Wakanda forever.
that's a fucked up looking goat or ram or whatever.
I don't know about
Give
that
him a
one.
hint
I don't know about that
would
one,
at
Chief.
least Get him the first word.
Give me a hint.
The first word. What do they fill in those holes in the highway with?
Asphalt?
Spoon feed it. What?
Yes, but what is? What's something else that they use? Come on.
No, a shuffle?
No.
Oh, the shovel rams.
Tell me how you spoon feed a hint to him and he still gets it wrong.
What do you mean? What do they use?
Okay, no, hold on, no. You got to speak fire guy Kev here a bit.
The pickaxers.
Nope, not
Nope.
Damn it.
No, the
All right.
thing they put in the hole.
Hold on.
Forbidden
Hold on,
pudding.
I got it. Kevin, what
Yeah.
was the monsters in the live action Scooby Doo 2? Quick, name them.
Let's see, the Black Knight, the Tar Monster,
Oh,
the
Oh.
Pterodactyl.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
hold on. Go back. What was that
do
second
it
one?
again, say it again.
What was the second?
the North Carolina Tar Monsters.
What?
You got the first word.
You got the
The
first
first
word.
word.
You got the
Nice.
first word.
Okay. Ooh, Tar's not starting off good. Ooh.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
I have an idea for the hint, but this one would probably really give it to you.
Really spoon feed it.
This make it bleeped. Is it the Black Carolina Tar and Feathers?
Black Carolina tar feathers.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I thought I'd hazard a guess. Ram and have some do a tar. Ooh, that is bad.
Do you want my hint? You'll probably get it.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
Toe.
Toe?
Oh, yeah, it's a Stephen Amell show.
What the Did you say TOE?
Yeah.
Hey, what are those shows that or what are those shoes
you
that
made
have the
a
wheels
fuck.
on them?
It was your joke. I fed you your own joke.
What are those
tar
shoes
shovels?
that have the wheels on them? Kevin.
Oh my
tar
god!
heels?
Oh, now cut off the last two letters of that.
Heels?
Yeah. Okay. Now say the full word.
Get everyone all together.
Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah,
Hey, there you go.
there we go.
What the
Also,
fuck
watch
is
episode
that?
60 to understand that toe heel reference.
What
Literally,
the-
it is the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Mm-hmm.
What's up to the face? Heel.
There you go. Literally
Now
sounds
I-
like a slur, but it is not.
Start
So-
calling people I know respectfully Tar Heels, not
Tar
people
heel.
I don't know. However,
Tar and
what
feather
the fuck
heels.
is a Tar Heel? And what the fuck? Why is it a ram?
I don't know what a tar heel is.
No idea. I have no fucking clue. But I just know the team name exists.
Oh my god.
Well, I
Fantastic.
know that your third college, my theme is colleges that I've gone to, and this one, kind of actually maybe even fits with Jackal's theme.
Okay.
This was a college that I toured. I applied, and I got accepted, and I denied them because I went to Penn State instead. Give me Maryland.
Fair.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, there was a whole bit where we even told him this one. He should remember this.
Oh, did we
did?
tell him
No.
this? When did we tell him this one?
Yeah, what did
Well-
you tell me this one?
Like
Well,
the first time we did this game, I think.
first, yeah.
It's too fucking long ago. I don't remember that shit.
All right, well, let's see if you remember then.
Because he didn't sound like it don't.
The Maryland politicians.
Nope.
Damn it.
All right, you're in the realm of animal.
Animal.
Mhm.
Okay, animal.
That's
Related. They're
not
all
normal.
animals.
Nobody ever
Mhm.
calls them this.
Nope. What do you mean? Is it not their team name?
Oh,
I mean,
no, I'm
it's-
talking about the animal.
Still an animal.
It's an animal.
Yeah, it is.
The Maryland Apes?
Oh
No.
no.
No,
Oh, no.
no.
Oh, no.
Good
Okay.
Lord.
Oh boy. The Maryland.
Part of this name was in what Era said. Or what Jackal said.
Maryland. Tar Penguins?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds like it, maybe, but not. It's like
Yeah.
that'd be like the Costco version, you know? That's like the generic store brand version of this team.
How you got the first letter right?
Yeah.
T or P?
T. The first letter, dipshit. T.
Oh, T. The Maryland Tigers.
That's
No,
great. Never mind. Never mind.
Maryland.
You want to animal that
I
likes
might
water.
need another guess. Oh, likes water. Oh,
They really-
boy, that
they
narrows
like
it down to
water.
All of them.
water.
Oh, okay, so they like water. That means they must live there. The
Sometimes
Maryland-
associated with kung fu.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Harry, give me
the
a guess.
Maryland. I was gonna say, never mind.
Stop.
It likes kung
We're
fu and it
gonna
likes
end up having
water.
to censor him.
What the fuck?
Likes kung
The
fu, likes
Maryland-
water, might be a slur.
Likes Crocs.
The
Oh,
Maryland likes Crocs. Are we talking about the shoe wear or the
Oh,
rock
yeah.
pile?
Oh, the
Ooh.
shoe. Oh, yeah.
Or the shoe. Okay. So you're telling me that there's a team in Maryland
Uh-huh.
that likes
Mhm.
water, does
Mhm.
kung fu, and wears
Uh-huh.
Crocs.
Mhm.
Oh, they don't wear them. You know, well, I mean,
They just appreciate them.
they wore them. They didn't wear them on their feet, though. If you know what I mean. They wore them on their penis.
Oh, then the Maryland.
Who
Obviously,
doesn't?
it's the Maryland.
Huh?
Maryland Tai Cheers.
Tai Chi, known shoe fuckers. Yup.
That's what I thought about Tai Chi. Tai Chi, known for fucking shoes.
Holy
These
shit.
hints got me all fucked up.
We're gonna be here all day.
Likes Crocs, does Kung Fu, and likes water.
He made a while it was fucking the shoe. We made a joke about this. It's
the Maryland Ninja Turtles.
Oh, close. What's another name for a turtle?
You got the turtle part.
Oh, another name for a turtle?
Oh, he's never gonna get this part.
Oh, the Maryland Tortie. Tortoise? Tortie?
No.
Tortellini? That's a pasta. The
Maryland tortellini. Ah, yes.
The Maryland tortoise. Where's Croc on their feet? Turtles.
Little turtle.
Turtle. What are those snapping turtles?
He's never gonna get this fucking part. Nobody's ever.
Okay. All right.
I said he was never going to get this word.
It's the terrapins.
What the fuck is that?
A team
It's
that
another
we told
word
you
for
like 2
turtle.
months ago.
I don't know what a terrapin is. I would have never guessed that.
All right, how about
It
this?
kind of sounds like a slur, right?
Let's give you one easy one to really close it out. All right.
Okay.
Florida.
Is that the Gators?
That's too easy.
There we go. There you go.
Take it up. First try. Hold on.
That's my team in college football. That's not fair.
All right, fine. We've talked about them a lot throughout the season, and it still could be a bit of a slur. South Carolina.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Oh wait, I got one more that I've been
on
through
my
that sounds
list.
like a slur. I got one more.
The South Carolina?
Oh yeah, we talked about them a lot.
Kind of sounds like a slur. I love this team. The South Carolina Cleveland Steamers.
Yeah. Wrong body part.
Damn it.
Wrong body part.
Wrong body part. Okay, there's a hint. Okay, so there's a body part invested.
I mean, you're in like the right area, you know.
The right area as well.
Hey, you know what I mean?
The South Carolina Bottom Reefers.
Oh,
What?
No.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
How about this?
I don't know.
If I walk into the bathroom with you, I'll say, "Hey, nice South Carolina."
The South Carolina Penis?
Oh no, it's the word. Hey, nice.
It's Stephanie McMahon's favorite thing.
There it is. I got it. The South Carolina Cox.
And the first word?
Big.
Stephanie McMahon's favorite thing. What's her favorite cock?
Huge.
Oh, Triple H.
It's time to play the.
Oh, the Jewish Cox.
No, it's time to play the.
Fuck, Gamecocks, duh.
There we go.
Stephanie McMahon's favorite thing, the Gamecock.
I'm sorry. Jewish cock just sent me to another plane of existence.
All right, hold on. I got one more college that I toured that kind of sounds like a slur. Virginia Tech.
Oh God, I'm not helping him with this one. I have no idea.
It's a dance. It's kind of like a dance.
The Virginia Tech Tangos.
No.
Oh, you gave him. I took Virginia Tech off of mine because the bird it's based off of is fucking absurd.
Yeah,
it's a bird.
Huh?
It's a bird. Okay,
it's like an imaginary bird.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a bird.
Yeah, it's technically a real bird, but it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
What bird technically existed but is dumb? Let me just scan my fucking brain for that.
You're gonna be
Big
better
bird.
off just guessing dances,
the
my guy.
Virginia
You're
Tech
gonna
dodos.
No.
Stick with dances.
Yeah.
Okay, what made dances sound like birds? We got tango, we got waltz, we got ballroom, you got.
It's not gonna sound like a bird. It's not gonna sound like a bird. I didn't even know it was a bird until I was told it was a bird.
It was a bird. The Virginia Tech two steps.
You're kind of
Virginia
close. Two step is kind of close.
Hey,
It kind of looks the same.
Let him just turn himself around again.
Oh, that's a good hint. That's a
good
very
one.
good hint.
That's a good one.
Let me turn myself around. Virginia
You
Tech
turned around, didn't
Macarenas.
you?
You fucking turned around in real life.
Kind of close.
I looked to see what was there. It was just a white wall.
It did a 360 in real life.
Every now and then
Did
I
I
get a
do that?
little bit high.
Enough with the time.
Oh, Virginia Tech.
Put your left arm in, and then take your left arm out.
The Virginia Tech Hokey Pokeys?
Oh,
Kind of close.
oh,
It's one of those.
It's one or the other.
Sounds like a slur.
If I looked you in the eye and said you hokey or you pokey, man, both sound really good.
You gotta pick one.
Would I rather be called a hokey or a pokey? I feel like I'd rather not be called a pokey than a hokey because I don't know what a hokey is. So give me the Virginia, but hokey sounds better than pokey because pokey sounds like Pokemon. So that makes me want to think it's hokey.
Oh no.
The
He's
logic.
gonna talk himself out of it.
Oh, but pokey's so much better. I don't know what a
It's right
pokey is
there.
though.
Ooh, it's right there.
Pick one.
Virginia Tech Pokies?
You
No.
went with the wrong one. It's the
You lost
Hokies.
a coin toss. Damn it.
The Hokies.
Pokey.
You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about.
I like how you sounded a little sad at the end of that.
Oh, I got it wrong.
That's what it's all about.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after last week's stellar performance, this week brought him back down to earth a little bit.
FGK has been humbled.
Player guy, Kev Guesses College Mascots. We'll see you next week.
Woo! You know, I think I know what happened. I think FGK did so bad this week because he was involved last night in the bloodiest pay-per-view in
Christ.
AEW's history, AEW Revolution, a pay-per-view in which Tony Khan even said, yeah, that was a little bit too much.
Real quick, I didn't see the pay-per-view, so I can't wait for you guys to tell me about it, but I will tell you this. So Jackal has turned me on to something that is just, honestly, it gives me so much joy. You go to like an AEW video, and whenever it shows like, especially the ones that involve like the Rizzler and Fat Justice and Big Fat McLarge Huge, you just insult them just a little bit, and the comments flood, and it is just that tastes so good.
Yeah, it's our TikTok strategy. And boy, howdy, are we about to make a couple clips, because Jesus Christ, Revolution sucked. It was good up until the end.
I heard it was a good pay-per-view.
There were 4 really good matches, and like I said in the group chat last night, it's bad when your final match of the night, the one that's closing it out, sending everybody home happy, is your 5th best match of the night.
Yeah. They give you a little bit of a baseline here. We put out on Twitter, a poll asking just quite simply, did you like AEW Revolution? 57% of people said no. I think, in my opinion, this is going to be a hit for AEW. This is going to be one that stands out in their history for all the wrong reasons.
I don't want to shit on AEW for this specific reason. I feel like there's so many other reasons you could. There has been many times. This is why I don't want to shit on them. WWE is so guilty of this exact thing where it's like a great pay-per-view. Wow, that ending fucking sucked. And 90% of those, you could argue, were the Roman Reigns title, of doom, so to speak. Like, you knew that you were going to get a good match at the beginning, maybe one in the middle, and then the last match may have been good, but you just knew how it was going to end. Like, this reason alone is why I don't want to actually knock on AEW, because there's a good few other reasons why you could, like the beginning. However,
Well, and there were 4 incredible matches in this card.
I will
And
say
it should have just
sometimes
been
the
those
ending WWE is guilty of the same thing. That's about it. That's the last time I'll stand up for AEW.
So I think the main thing that stood out to me watching this pay-per-view was nobody there, I think, actually knew the stories that were going on. They knew the people to cheer for, but AEW is getting to this point where it's like they've been doing this shit for so long, and they've been running the same matches for so long that they just have to escalate to the point of absurdity, right? Like, I mean, in the steel cage match with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher.
Well, hold on. Before you jump ahead, let's go down the card real quick.
Okay.
Because
all right.
that was as bloody as it was. That was one of the high spots because they basically made them both gods in wrestling.
Okay, yeah. So we'll go down the card. We're gonna skip over the pre-show with the exception of. I just want to point out go back and go to the pre-show and listen. You don't have to watch it. Just listen to the commentary in the Costco guys match. Listen to Taz. I feel like he was legitimately pissed off at them.
This reason alone makes me so happy. You've no idea.
He just like, even during that match had like so many just run-ins and random shit, and you know, it was AEW booking through and through. And it was to the point where like the match was ending and Taz was like, I guess everybody's a wrestler now. Everybody can just come in and do this. Nobody wants to go and get trained anymore. Blah blah blah. And like he sounded like legitimately pissed. And then it took a while for them to go from like the pre-show to the pay-per-view. Normally it's right away, but there was a couple minutes where there was nothing. And I assumed that was them talking Taz off a cliff so he could call the first match. Because the first match of the actual pay-per-view was a singles match between Hangman and MJF, a pairing that we've seen a lot. And it was an MJF and Hangman match, you know. It was all right.
It was good.
It was good.
But you know, it was good, but
we've seen it, you know, and it's it was fun. It was good. I will say this match had a really good video package beforehand, and that kind of, I think, made people kind of give a shit about it a little bit more. Can
we also add in that this crowd was not great?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Again, they were checked out. They completely had no idea what was going on. But you know, a solid match to start off. They were
where were they?
Oh, it was Crypto.com arena, right? In LA?
Might have been. I don't remember. No, I thought it was smaller, but I have no idea.
Yeah, Crypto.com arena in LA.
Who cares?
Yep. Yeah, so they had, solid match to start off. Then the second match of the night, immediately a red flag right in the beginning. The second match was Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe for the AEW TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné retained.
Of course,
this was a Mercedes Moné match through and through. The thing that stood out with this is shout out to the fan that was at the fucking barricade during Mercedes' entrance, and he had a sign that said Mercedes is overpaid and overbooked. And they got that right on camera.
Real quick for that one, why in the wide world of fucking sports did we have to make that for the AEW championship and make it clearly obvious she wasn't going to lose it when Momo could have won any of the other fucking titles she has and actually won a belt? Because Mercedes isn't defending any of them.
Why does Mercedes have 4 belts at all? What, like,
exactly.
It's just so again, overpaid, overbooked. I 100% agree when it comes to that. I mean, all hail our Lord and Savior Sasha Christ, but oh man, that was rough. Then we had a singles match to determine the number 1 contender for the AEW World Championship, something that actually wound up kind of bookending the night, in my opinion, saving the guy who won this match would go on to kind of save the end of the pay-per-view, in my opinion, at least send everybody home happy. We had Swerve Strickland going up against the incel Andrew Tate, Ricochet. Prince Nana got his robe back. They're Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana are, they're cool again. They're tight. And now Swerve Strickland is going against, but we'll talk about it later because we have to talk about the main event to know who he's coming up against. But I mean, overall, that was a solid match. Ricochet is shit on the mic, but amazing in the ring. So that one is definitely worth a watch. I mean, also, like, that's some Lucha Underground shit right there that they just kind of ran back in AEW. So if that's something that sounds interesting, definitely watch that one. Then we had an AEW's match. We had a singles match for the AEW Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada going up against Big Bad Brody King. Fortunately, Tony Khan still does not like any of the House of Black, even though Malachi Black is gone. He has still decided to book them as the strongest and weakest at the exact same time. Which it's unfortunate because they have some good power there, like that. That's a team, Buddy Matthews and Brody King.
He looked like a fucking stud, and then it took one clothesline for a pin. Bada bing, bada boom.
One Rainmaker. Like, that's it. Just one.
Yeah, just one Rainmaker, and all of a sudden, he loses. Like, Brody King's a fucking giant and was dominating that whole match, and it took one clothesline. And, well, I'm done.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Brody hasn't really had any notable opportunities. I mean, he was booked pretty well when he was in PWG. But, he's due for that push. And him and Buddy Matthews, they're a great tag team, but both of those guys are singles people. And actually, while we're talking about, well, I guess now they're called the Hounds of Hell or something like that. But while we're talking about what used to be known as House of Black, Malachi Black is rumored to be going back to the WWE. So we may be getting Aleister Black probably on SmackDown, or I think on Raw, because there's a story right now with Chad Gable where he's not able to defeat luchadors. And Dominic Mysterio gave him like his business card and was like, here's a guy, call him. And like, they're not revealing who it is, and it's kind of all secretive. And he's rumored to show up in WWE, probably around Mania is when, because I think, because it was like a couple months ago. So we could get Aleister Black in WWE soon. And that's something that I'm very excited for. I hope that actually happens. A lot of people are saying he might be the new Uncle Howdy because Bo Dallas is hurt right now. I don't think that's going to happen. But that was a rumor that was out there.
Uncle Howdy's cleared to return to the ring.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the other rumor that I heard about who Chad Gable could be talking to, which listen, I think it'd be funny, but do I actually want this to happen? No. The other name that I heard floated around was that Chad Gable was given the name of El Generico, and that they wrote Sammy off so that way he could be El Generico. And then the only part of this that I would be okay with is that then Kevin Owens could have kind of like the El Generico Sammy moment that he had with Elias, I don't particularly think that's where that storyline should go, but that's something that they're talking about.
Anyways, back to
AEW and their faltering tag team division. As their as we have the next match here, Hurt Syndicate, which is Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, defeating the youngest men in the AEW roster, the Outrunners. Outrunners are a team that are super over. And I really wish that they would actually have the opportunity to win, and that they would actually have the opportunity to have a little bit of a run. People love them, but instead, Tony Khan's like, no, I want my WWE guys. Listen. I don't think the Hurt Syndicate should have won a tag team championship 2 matches into their AEW career. I get that you want them to look strong, but at the same time, you're booking yourself into a hole there because they just look insane. And this match was actually one of the shortest ones. Actually, I think it was the shortest one on the card.
Oh yeah, it was a squash match.
It was the shortest one on the card, 8 minutes and 40 seconds for the Outrunners, who have busted their ass to get here. So, rest in peace. Then we have just sitting in this card here, just right in the middle, the match that I think should have been the main event, the Hollywood ending Falls Count Anywhere match for the AEW World Championship, Women's World Championship. Sorry, Timeless Tony Storm
match,
going up against
especially
Mariah
when it
May.
closed. Yeah, this should have been the end.
This should have been the end, because this match ended with them going to one of those old-timey title screens that said the end, and then they faded to black in the middle of their pay-per-view. I understand.
Wow, that would have been really convenient to have at the end.
I listen, I understand that you want your world heavyweight championship. I understand that is your primary title. That is the title in AEW. But this pay-per-view was basically a walking advertisement for the Queen of the Ring movie that's coming out. And this would have been the perfect main event tie-in for that. I'm not against them having that be the advertisement for the movie. I think that's fine. I think the actors cut a fucking stupid promo. They had no idea what to say. But at the same time, like, they were drawing comparisons to the movie during this match. Like, this would have been the perfect tie-in.
They interviewed the fuck afterwards. Jesus.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, this match was insane. Like, they at one point they both got buckets of glass and tape and put tape on their knuckles and then stuck their hands in the bucket of glass. So that way they had glass taped to their knuckles, and they didn't start punching each other. They just started stabbing the glass into each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I see the pictures here. Dude, this doesn't look like a wrestling match. This looks more akin to fucking like a horror movie. Like, I'm going to either murder you or you're going to murder me. Whichever happens first.
And that's exactly dare I say this wasn't even the bloodiest match of the night, Jackal. This
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
I mean, listen, this match was great. I think the wonderful thing about Timeless Tony Storm is all of the little like touches that they give her. I don't know if it's Tony Storm asking for it or if it's just like some producer in the back that's just on their fucking money. I don't know who makes these decisions, but like every single touch of this match, I mean, even the fact that it was in LA, right? It was in Hollywood. Like that, it was so good. Timeless Tony Storm looked amazing. Mariah May looked amazing. They went out and killed each other. They had champagne bottles. They had just anything
like
that you could think
with
of.
A champagne bottle.
Yeah, taking that one right to the fucking gooch. Jesus Christ. It was a bloody match, but that's what you come to expect from Mariah May and Tony Storm. And they did call this match the fairy tale ending, or the Hollywood ending match is what they were calling it. So I really hope that this is the end between Mariah May and Tony Storm, at least for like another year. Like,
is this correct or not? Someone told me that they also rolled credits as well.
Yeah, at the end of this, they rolled credits. Yeah, that's why everybody was like, this should have been the main event. Not just based off of how violent it was, but just based off of how that could have worked to literally close the pay-per-view and finally be done. We've seen this pairing a lot. We've seen this rivalry for a long time. So hopefully we get a little bit of mix it up in the women's division, because their main event scene is starting to look a little bit weird if you're not blonde and have big tits or a big ass. The next match here was not necessarily bloody, or at least not as bloody as the women's match, but still, I think particularly violent. Some spots that definitely were concerning with when you look at the people that were involved. This next match for the AEW International Championship, we have a new champion because Kenny Omega defeated Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship. So Kenny has gold again. The spot that worried me in this match that I was talking about was at one point Konosuke took a table, propped it up on its side, and then dropped Kenny on the table abdomen first, which I don't
It
know how your
looked unpleasant.
diverticulitis likes that one.
It looked very unpleasant, but again, that was one of those matches. I was like, did Kenny need to win that?
Would I put a belt on Mr. Ticking Time Bomb? I have no idea. Probably not. I don't think Kenny needs a belt right now.
No.
I think Kenny has the true final boss representation right now in AEW. His theme is amazing. His entrance is amazing. The way that Justin Roberts announces him to the ring is amazing. Like, every single thing about him right now is a spectacle. And so I think, putting the belt on him helps, right? Like, it just makes him that much more important. At the end of the day, I think we should just enjoy whatever the hell Kenny Omega is going to give us, because we know it's going to be good. I don't know if Kenny's going to take this to Japan. I don't know if Kenny's going to have, a full-time run in AEW. I don't know what is, what that looks like, but I hope that we get an actually pretty long title run out of Kenny, since they're putting the belt on him. Because now it's like, all right, he has it, so now you better make it good, because this is fucking Kenny Omega. Like, you can't half-ass this.
Especially as someone who hasn't been paying close attention, I know the medical issues are starting to pile up, so there's probably not much time left with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So
last time he almost died. So literally almost died. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm sure the doctors are checking him out. I'm sure he's healthy. I'm sure he's fine. He's probably healthier than he's ever been, right? But at the same time, Kenny, please don't die in an AEW ring. It's not worth it for the 300 people in attendance.
But
Speaking
stories, imagine.
Yeah, well, hey, at least they had a crowd for this pay-per-view, because this match would definitely not have been worth it for 300 people. A steel cage match, not any championship on the line, just spite, grudge, rage, and anger. Will Ospreay defeating Kyle Fletcher, literally almost murdering Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
These guys tried to they did stab each other with screwdrivers. They started the match on top of the steel cage, which I still don't get. But, it was... I think they're going to regret this match towards the end of their career. You know what I mean? Like that... listen, it was amazing to watch. It was quite the spectacle. But at the same time, did they need that? Because Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher could have just done a whole bunch of flippy shit, and people would have loved it.
Yeah, and instead they just went out and, there were some landings in that match that I was just like, oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Did we have to?
No, and it's like, I don't mind blood in my wrestling, right? Like, I watch deathmatch stuff. I filmed deathmatch stuff. We've worked with CZW. Like, I don't mind that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, it needs to matter, And, like, that's, like, if you look at what WWE is doing right now, it when they do something, it matters, right? So, or at least they try to make it matter.
You mean to tell me a man getting a thumbtack in his cock didn't matter in the grand scheme of things? I find that hard to believe.
right to the fucking testicles.
Right to the gamecock.
Yeah, right to the South Carolina. Yeah, that one is definitely not feeling good. And neither men were apparently okay after that match, which no shit.
Why would you be?
As again, someone who don't watch, now will Ospreay go main event scene?
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's realistically what I'm thinking, because Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay is Tony Khan's favorite pairing together. I think you can put a title on the line, right? You have the international title. They have a big pay-per-view coming up in July. I don't know if it's your main event, but I think it's definitely what's helping fill that stadium that they're trying to fill. So I would assume, if not main event, than at the very least going for gold again.
Because from my perspective, outside looking in, boy, oh boy, the main event scene needs all the help it can get at the moment.
Yeah, because
wait,
hey,
because that main event, holy shit!
Don't you worry, because the main event scene for AEW, was originally a singles match for the AEW World Championship, turned into a triple threat for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defeated Cope, so he retains, but Christian Cage was there to also cash in his Casino Gauntlet match contract. That's what turned it into a triple threat, and it was Christian Cage that got choked the fuck out that cost Cope his championship.
Can we pinpoint the fact that, Christian Cage being like one of the smartest guys in their ring, all of a sudden does the dumbest fucking move of the night and loses? It's like, how does that make sense?
I was fully on board with Cope beating Mox and then Christian coming in to cash in on Cope, and we end the night with Cope on top, or with Christian on top. I don't understand why they turned it into a triple threat. I did like the spot when Moxley was getting when he was choking out Christian Cage, Christian crawled over to Adam Copeland, who was like laying down on the mat, because like they were just slugging each other the entire time. So like by the time Christian cashed in, both men were dead. While Christian was getting choked out, he crawled over with John Moxley on his back and put his hand over Copeland's chest to try to get a pin. I liked that. That was creative. And when they did that, I thought, oh my God, Christian might actually like fucking steal it, right? Like it just wasn't the end that it should have been, especially with this match. Like Copeland was kicking out of everything. He was going to win this. He was on legend mode. He was kicking out on instinct, and we had JR on the call. It felt like Copeland might have been taking this one home, and instead they just did the dumbest shit ever.
Well, and let's not forget about the fact that, as it might have been a Cope win, but fuck, did that look like an old guy in the ring? Holy Jesus!
Oh yeah,
the amount of breaks they took in that match, I was like, okay. Why is this our final match? It's two old men. They started
with the fucking back and forth blows that 2K has. The ones where you just stand there and punch each other. That's how they started the match. They didn't start with a lockup. Yeah. And commentary's like, this is strategic by Jon Moxley. This wears you down. He's trying to wear Cope down right from the start. And it's like, no, I don't think Adam Copeland could like actually move. Like, I think he's just old. And listen, he had some amazing spots. He had a fucking spear to the outside of to ringside. It was him going out and hitting the greatest hits, and I think that's where he's at in his career. I think that's fine. That's if that's where he is, that's where he is. But what could have been at least a decent end to an acceptable end to the pay-per-view turned into Adam Copeland getting screwed out of the title, turned into Christian Cage getting choked out, turned into Wheeler Yuta just completely no-selling the attacks that had happened prior to keep Moxley and his people out of the match. So they just like completely negated like Hook and Samoa Joe and Shibata, like the beatdown that they had given Jon Moxley's cronies, leading up to like everything was set up for this to be the one-on-one match and for Jon Moxley to finally get what was coming. And
it's not even that. It's that Wheeler Yuta, basically walked out on Mox on Dynamite or whatever, and then also
it was mind games, Mike. They wanted you to think, dude. It felt like it was it felt like it was Tony Khan being like, oh haha, you fucking thought, and it's like I get that you're trying to do creative stuff and you're trying to tell these intricate stories and. So listen, in real life, when people make decisions, they don't always make sense, so like, yeah, Wheeler Yuta could just be blinded by the what did Excalibur say, that he had Stockholm syndrome now?
Yeah.
By being kidnapped by Jon Moxley. So I at this point, Mox needs to fucking lose. I don't like this. I'm a Moxley fan, and I don't like this.
Same.
Like, we're not seeing the AEW title. The World Championship does not feel important right now. It's supposed to be that's why people are saying, hey, why wasn't Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May this main event? We at least saw the Women's World Championship. Mox has had it in this fucking briefcase, and he's probably not even carrying it with him in all reality. It's, it's probably an empty briefcase. Like, people aren't dumb, and people are talking about it that way, and people are being like, this is fucking stupid. Like, Mox wants people to step up, yet as soon as somebody step up, he jumps them. Like, he's like, who's gonna take me down? Who's gonna take me down? I'm the best around. Blah 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 blah. It's like, well, you're like discrediting yourself because he can't win by himself. Like, it's just one of those weird Tony Khan decisions, I guess.
This is one of those things where, if you're gonna watch this pay-per-view, watch it. Skip over Tony and Mariah, watch the rest of it, then watch Tony and Mariah.
Yeah.
And then it flows almost perfectly, because then that men's championship match is your palate cleanser. You go from super bloody to, wow, I needed a piss break, and it's pretty sad that your championship match is your piss break, but it was. And then you go to Tony and Mariah, and then it actually ends with the end, and you're like, holy shit, perfect ending.
Yeah.
And then you go home happy.
A lot of people were saying exactly that there were just too many bloody matches back to back. A lot of people were saying that, like, Ospreay and Fletcher should have opened, and then you put Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May at the end. I don't know exactly where each match should have been, but I know that Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May should have been at the end. And in my opinion, I try to come to the podcast with positive takes and stuff, but I think that when, 5 or 10 years from now, when we're talking about the rise and fall of AEW, I think this is going to be like, how like people look at WCW and they go, yeah, well, in the later days they were doing fucking Judy Bagwell on a pole matches, They're going to be looking at this one and they're going to go, well, Revolution, we had the fucking Costco guys in an 8-man tag match. Like, oh, by the way, don't worry. Big Boom AJ is all elite after this weekend. He is officially full-time on the AEW roster.
That's it. Okay. I'm tapping out for the night. You two have fun the rest of it. I'll just, there you go. Just blow the brain. I'll just even lay down here whenever you're ready for the pin. Hey, that's it. I don't want to talk about AEW anymore. I'm good.
That's understandable. Yeah. No, listen, I'm going to watch the highlights for AEW now, but that's going to have to be a damn good card to pull me back. It is unfortunate, but I think really what it comes down to is AEW is not the only alternative now, WWE is pushing TNA to the point where I'm actually kind of interested, so, honestly, I think at this point, Ring of Honor is probably putting on better shows than AEW.
Good luck being able to watch fucking Ring of Honor.
What, is it not on Honor Club?
It might be, but fuck,
it might be.
Well, the one thing I am going to watch tonight, and that's CM Punk and Seth Rollins in a main event inside Steel Cage at Madison Square Garden, where hopefully our tribal chief will run down and interfere, setting up a wonderful PLE, which I will happily pay and give money for, because the Costco guys will be nowhere fucking near it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Well, if you want to watch that main event, then we have to end this recording session, because that's, kind of get in the way. Did you still? I guess we'll do a little bit of an outro. Probably it's probably a good thing to do. If you enjoyed this episode and you're listening to us on Spotify, go ahead and give us a follow. Give us a little 5-star rating if you don't mind. Or 4 or 3. I mean, don't talk about.
We're 5-star men, all right. We deserve 5.
We're a 5. We're 5-star. FGK may have gotten abducted halfway through this episode, but
like a 2.5.
Well, that's when the rating goes from 4 to 5. That's when we hit our stride. Also, leave a comment down below. Just let us know. I guess let's see what should let us know what you thought of AEW Revolution. There's one. That's a good important conversation to have because again, I feel like this is going to be one that stands out in AEW's history books. If you're watching this over on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit the little bell thingy so that way you get notified whenever we post. There's going to be some videos coming out soon, some reaction videos. Oh, we got some stuff cooking. Also, some 2K showcase, 2K25 showcase. I'll be running through that. Jackal, I think you got some stuff coming out. There's going to be a lot coming out on the YouTube. So definitely keep an eye out there. If you enjoyed me, you can find me over at twitch.tv/EraV1 or youtube.com/EraV1music.
If you liked me, you can find me lurking in the back of all their videos. But if you see me, shh, it's a secret. If you didn't like me, don't worry, I'll be a kite in South Dakota.
And if you enjoyed the content I produce, you can tune in to twitch.tv/JackalJoker on March 22nd, where EraV1 and Fire Guy Kev will go one-on-one for the Heavyweight Jackalmania Championship of the world.
Jackalmania, my favorite.
I don't want to cut you off, but I do just want to interject something real quick. How fitting that Kev thinks that he's just, above all of us to the point where he doesn't even have to say goodbye. He doesn't even have to do an outro. He just up and leaves, doesn't even do anything. Hey guys, I'm good for this whole recording session. Hey guys, we should make some more content. Hey guys, we should put in a little bit more effort. And this fucker goes and leaves halfway through. I'll tell you what was going on. He was recording that in his fucking truck. You know why? Viewers? Because you weren't even worth his time. You weren't even worth his time to sit down behind his microphone and hit record. He had to get on his fucking phone in his truck, driving home, and he can't even sit. He comes back from work, sits down after a hard day, doesn't even want to talk to his friends. What the fuck's going on there? Fucking entitled asshole. I'm going to take that title off his waist. Everybody, I'm sorry, Jackal. You should have done it so much longer. Should have been, you had your opportunities. I respect that. Listen, I'm watching the tapes. I'm taking notes. I'm good. I'm ready. I'm good to go. I'm going to kick his fucking head in.
8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, or however they do that on actual TV broadcast.
I don't know.
One last thing, though. You guys said that you had one thing for me about Jackalmania, like to end the show. I think it had something to do with our fantasy football, or...
Oh, yeah. So, we're wheeling and dealing, we're making all kinds of things. And I know that you're running Jackalmania, but I'm helping out. So I went ahead, I made a couple phone calls. I called up friend of the program, Tommy Vendetta. And I said, hey Tommy, listen, we have this little fantasy football. We went back and forth, unfortunately, Jackal Joker bringing up the rear. Would you be able to, maybe imbibe a few teachings on him, maybe beat some sense into him so that way next year he can really go hardcore in the fantasy football, and Tommy's all for it. So Jackal, I got my match against FGK. I'm studying up. I recommend that you go watch some Tommy Vendetta. And, maybe a little bit, spoiler alert, there's a reaction video coming out soon, but maybe you go watch a little bit more, because you're going to have quite the fight ahead of you.
Oh, well, I mean...
Jackal?
Yeah.
Eat your vitamins, say your prayers, bud.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing that
start your steroids now.
Partly blew my brains out from the whole Costco guy thing. They're still flying out. Oh, look at that. There they go.
Oh, shit. He's just, I don't want to. There's brains everywhere. I'm just gonna grab this broom and pin him with that, and just pretend I'm actually pinning him. I just don't want to touch him. No. Yeah, it's.
We need mops and Swiffers.
I don't want my fingerprints here.
I'll count. Good point. I'm gonna use this towel. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy.
All right. Yeah. Let's leave and not tell anybody.
Leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go.
Let's check out of this hotel.